Oh, boy. Welcome to Evidence-Based Audio. This is number 206. This is I Told You So again, because I'm assuming that I've had several I Told You So's in the title that I forgot to check for. Yeah, I'm more than a week late. Uh, Life has been getting in the way a lot lately, and on the plus side, I've been on a lot of other people's shows lately. Um, so that's good. I'm hoping to do more of that, and I'm hoping to get more logicians, epistemologists, and those sort of people on the audio world, because we still have Tonewood true believers. So there's plenty of work to be done. So first of all, I want to say there's been a lot of talk lately about DoD, Digitech coming back. Tom Cram, I think he was the old owner. He's been in the press a lot. He actually showed up over at the Gear Forum and answered a couple questions. There was some sort of Twitter exchange or something. People were talking about if Digitech is back, and he showed up in the actual thread. And yeah, here. He is, Tom Von Cram. I think that's him. He's saying hi over at the Gear Forum, which is nice to see. So if you guys don't know, Digitech was one of the early rack mount kind of. I mean, they made pedals, they made all this kind of stuff, but they were one of the early full featured multi effects thing. There was basically ART, Digitech, and then there was things like the Eventide. Lexicon had some. I don't know if Lexicon really had a multi effects at the same time. They did later. Um, there was like the Yamaha SPX 90 is a great example of multi effect one, but Digitech, pretty much was aiming for guitar players, but with their TSR 24, they're calling it the poor man's Eventide. That thing had a lot of power in it, and it's actually the inspiration for our iconic reverb. We've gone well beyond that, but in some ways, there's something about just being able to pick your shapes and stuff on that old TSR 24, the GSP 21s. So it's nice to see him in here. He's talking. He's actually interacting with people. There's an interview in Guitar.com, and he's talking about Digitech coming back. There was some reissues of some of the DoD stuff. I don't really care about these pedal things. You guys know how I feel about pedals, but seeing Digitech come back would be very, very, very nice. They really took care of their customers. They went above and beyond to answer calls and send out prom chips and whatever you needed, manuals if you needed. They were just amazing. Back then I remember things cost like $1,000, and you're like, back then $1,000 would buy you a pretty damn nice car, just a few years old maybe, and it's crazy to think how much that stuff costs, and then how much people might complain that a thing costs $1,000 now, but it's worth the dollar's worth so much less than it was back then. Anyway, Digitech's coming back. There's a thing on Premier Guitar about relaunching some old envelope filter they did. The same article appeared in a couple different places, I think. Yeah, not that we really want to talk too much about AI right now, but I am so sick of these AI articles. Somebody actually put up a term, the Chat GPT word vomit, and I was cracking up because it was exactly the right thing to say. I mean, some article that really said nothing, and it really was just a barfed out word vomit. It was, but that's what we're seeing. I mean, so how long have you been seeing Upwork articles and things like that, or these stupid articles where it's something you really want to know how to do, but they bury that at the bottom. It's kind of like the clickbait kind of long sale kind of nonsense things. You see pages and pages with ads in them, and then way at the bottom is the actual answer to the question you were actually asking. It's just garbage. But okay, I'm just rambling now. So here's a blast from the past. I think early on when I started this show, there was a lot of this. Here we go again. There are changes to your video because of a copyright match. The following actions were applied to your video by Agri Today, some Arabic writing, because it may contain 51 seconds of content they own. A link was added to your video to give credit to the rights owner. Applied worldwide. And if you go through here, there's nothing that they own. If you don't remember, here's an old article on my website. Hopefully this loads up. Looks like I'm a little bit throttled. This was an article called, oh, look, they took down the videos. Please help. I am being falsely DMCA flagged by Universal Music Group, AdRev, and AudioMicro.com. Some of these scumbag content ID people, what they do is they just take commercial samples, like drum samples that you buy, and they upload them into Content ID. So if your song shows up that has one of these drum samples in it, you'll get flagged. They'll get all your money if you're getting any money. I've never got any money off of this, but they'll also stop you from being able to play your own video. So if you worked really hard making this content, they'll block it. And if you've ever tried to deal with YouTube or Facebook, they will not answer. You will not get a human. Ever. And you go through this old article. The only way I ended up actually getting out of this was that I had complained about this kind of early on and very loudly, and all of a sudden the bigger content creators, the really big ones, were getting hit. And when they did a search on this stuff, they found my page. So I had some real heavy hitters go to bat for me. But the first thing that happened was Facebook sent a guy to chat with me and told me that, no, I must be lying. I must be using somebody else's content. And I wasn't. If you go back through this, this was most of the time, it was just my voice. I was just talking. I was being DMCA flagged, Digital Millennium Copyright Act, if you got to read that. I was being flagged for my voice. I was being flagged for drum hits that I was recording out in my studio. Some of this stuff threatens jail time. Like, this is serious stuff. And here it comes happening again. Facebook will never answer you. YouTube will never answer you. It took creators with, millions of followers to help whitelist me, but here it's happening again. I don't know exactly what to do, but whoever this Agri Today guys are, it's just some scumbag content ID people. I know you guys may remind the story of how I at least got some of the bigger record companies from trying to steal my stuff, but that was shady stuff, man. I don't want to have to do it again. It was scary. When this stuff has criminal fines attached to it, man, this is not fun stuff. So, you know what? I don't have anything for you guys to sign right now. I'm just super pissed. If this goes on, I will have some sort of call to action. Hopefully that I'll be contacting the same guys who helped me last time. Which, actually, the silver lining on this is I got the chance. Now I have the emails and some phone numbers to some pretty big YouTube channels. So that I wish there were people that we could advertise my products on, but they're actually not that sort of content creator, unfortunately. But this may be what happens again. Let me show here. There's an ad for AMS Neve 1073 OPX. I'm not sure if this is any different than the ones that they've been advertising for the last couple of years. I think Glenn had one on his channel. The funny thing is that I think when we went to check with the USB drivers, they were the Sycon, the Sycon.de or whatever drivers, which cracks me up. You know, these guys have all these golden ears and stuff, and they're running these crap-tastic drivers, right? But, you know, the thing that gets me on here is remote controllable preamps. Okay, I want that. I keep, you know, my mic preamps are out in the studio room so that the students can use them too. And so today I had to actually do some recording of some drums, and I had to keep running out there to turn the knobs. And so I kind of want a remote controllable mic preamp. I'm looking at, I think Audience got something that could actually help with that. Okay, so I want to show you, this is just going to be a short one. I know we're only like 10 minutes in, but it's not going to be much longer. But so this is why I said I told you so. Here it is, UAD Audio Native Bundles. UAD plugins perfectly modeled best vintage gear and instruments used on your favorite albums for decades. Now you can get the rich analog sound of UAD plugins natively on Mac and Windows. No UA hardware required. Now, many of us who don't drink the Flavor 8 or whatever it actually was at Jonestown knew that these things were just dongles. Whatever DSP they put on there wasn't worth a crap. And there was one plugin that runs both on the UA cards and natively, and you could run zillions more natively than you could run on even the most powerful UA card. And so I always say when this thing goes native, unless they crippleware this thing, you're going to be able to run more on a potato computer than you would on 10 of their stupid cards. I know, like, it goes a long time back with UA unhappy relationship, and I should probably let it go by now. And, you know, they could actually probably help us because now they're making a DAW, but, oh, man, UA just really rubs me the wrong way. And it's just all these cultists that for the longest time were telling us about how powerful these cards were and how you needed these cards. And like I said, if they ever let you run them native, you guys would cry. And sure enough, here they are running native. Not cheap, but, you know, not super bad. Here's some of the prices. Lexicon 224, $174. Studer 800 tape recorder. See, some of this stuff is just for you, like cork sniffing sommeliers or whatever you call it. Man, that's what this stuff's on here for. You guys think you hear the difference in tone wood and all that nonsense. You know, it's funny. The Fairchild is $149 now, and I think back in the day when we had our old UAD card in like 2000, 2001 maybe, I think it was $149 back then too. It's really crazy how just how expensive studios were back in the day. I mean, think that $149 today is worth nothing near what $149 was back then. But looks like they got a Diamond Edition, $699 for quite a few of their stuff. $349 for the Creative Edition. As much as I don't like these guys, if you like these plugins and you had to keep buying their hardware because you wanted to run this is not a bad deal. Not bad at all, actually. I know it looks like a lot of money, but compared to buying even one of their cards, this is a deal and a half. Hopefully they didn't crippleware them, you know, because it is going to look silly how many of these you can run natively compared to what you had to, how much you could run on the hardware. Okay, and just to put a nail in the coffin of my point, how people really just give opinions and will run like hell away from actual technical answers. It's now 3 years since I asked whether or not my Broadcast Supply Worldwide pop filter on my RE20 that I'm talking in right now, which actually covers one of the grill slits, actually covers the first grill on the side of the mic. And I asked, I just got an RE20 with the BSW repop. The repop blocks the first grill on the side of the mic. Will this mess up the variable D property or polar pattern much? 3 years, not a single answer. But if you ask somebody what maple wood sounds like, they'll give you answers and answers and answers for days. Okay, so that's all I really had planned, just a little bit of junk, but something that drives me freaking nuts, but it never happens when I actually have it set up. So I got it set up right now. This is my Instagram account, okay? You guys can go on there and troll me if you really want. Now, this is probably not going to work because every time I try and do this, it's like taking the car to the mechanic. It's not going to be broken when you take it to the mechanic. But there are so many. I mean, you guys have seen how many times we've taken down these scam recording schools, but holy crap, there's scam guitar lessons everywhere. And they're the multi-level marketing sort where they got this long wind up. You got to watch 20 minutes of video and then they'll tell you about their great secret, how you sign up for their email list, pay them a bunch of money, just like going to the Amway convention and it's the tool scam. Sell your friends some vitamins. So let's see if I can find what we got here. Yeah, you can tell what I'm into, right? Yes. And of course, none of these are going to show up when I'm actually doing this. Ooh, an axolotl. See, I'm a herper for life, right? Yeah. See. Whoa. Okay, hold on. Hold that. Hello. Hey. Just on my show. All right, sorry about that. I hope you didn't get my phone number. I guess I should have turned that off, huh? All right, let's see what we got here. Where are we? Okay. Yeah, this is really going to kill me because it's just not going to show up when I'm... Guitars are better. That looks like an actual channel. It's not a scam. Yeah, see, of course it's not going to show up now. Yep, this was probably just a complete waste of time. Let me just type something good, guitar or something. Jazz guitar licks. Yeah, you know what? This is probably just a total dud. One of these days, I'm gonna get this actually working when this actually happening, but unfortunately, there's nothing here. I'm gonna shut this one down. I'll be back on later tonight mixing.